Hello there. Let's see who's we got here. Put you on Scott Peterson. This one I need. Hi everybody. Hi. Oh boy. What a day. Hi Sherry. Hi Deborah Vancouver Dan. Hi Pamela Patrick. Hi Sean Sneed. How's everybody doing? So there is, why is this? There's like no lights on in here yet. It looks like, now it looks like I'm sitting in the dark. And I'm stuck over here. Oh, what is with the lights? It's like something really weird. It's like dark and then light, dark and then light. I don't know. Hi Lisa L. Hi Julie W. Hello Tammy. So there was a press release with the Idaho case. I want to go over that. Something about a dog and doing all kinds of stuff there. I had someone call me with maybe another theory. There's so many things going on with that. Hi Isabel. Hi Kirstie Love. How is everybody? Hi Flower Girl Phillips. So let's take a look at some of the stuff going on. So first thing we'll start with is this dogs thing. Now the Idaho police had a press release today, and of course it's regarding the 4 college students that were murdered on November 13th, and very little known about them. So the murders are currently unsolved. Investigators are trying to piece together evidence. They picked up bags of evidence over the weekend out of the house. They went back to the house. We heard about that fingerprint on handprint on the window. We went over that yesterday, the day before. So now there's concerns about Kaylee, about an incident in which a male followed Kaylee inside a business and appeared to follow her outside, sparking concerns of a stalker situation. In mid-October, 2 males were seen inside a local business. They parted ways, and then one male attempted to follow Kaylee inside a business, at least he appeared to be, and as she left to walk towards her car, he turned away. It didn't appear that he made any contact with her. Detectives contacted both males and learned the 2 were attempting to meet women at the business. This was corroborated through additional investigation. This was an isolated incident and not an ongoing pattern of stalking. Evidence suggests the 2 males were involved in... No evidence suggests that the 2 males were involved in the murders. That is really weird, the way they had that. Press release also stated no evidence was found on Kaylee's dog, who was located alive and unharmed inside the crime scene home. During the search of the home, a dog was found in a room where the crimes had not been committed. Officers did not find any evidence on the dog, and there was no indication the animal had ever entered the crime scene. Now, this is supposedly a dog that she shared custody of with her ex. The dog was taken to animal services, and then it was released to a responsible party. Meanwhile, investigators are continuing to look for additional information, including the people and events that may be tied to the case. Anyone with information is asked to call 208-883-7180. Okay, let's go back to... some other things we discussed about this case was that Kaylee's father said he believes that his daughter was targeted because he said it looks like this suspect entered on the 2nd floor but then went to the 3rd floor, would have no reason to go to the 3rd floor if it wasn't targeted, didn't go down to the 1st floor and harm either of those 2 roommates. So we talked about that. We also talked about that her injuries were significantly more brutal than the others, and that there was that handprint on a window, and also evidence bags taken out. So maybe they're going to come forward with some more stuff soon. Right now, it's just ridiculous that there's nothing going on. And there was that other roommate that we still haven't heard much about, who wasn't there at the time. Investigators returning this week. Brian Enton reporting on that this weekend, that they were reporting back to the house and investigating, taking bags out, etc., etc. So, yeah. We don't know what's going on, so we'll just keep following that. A lot of people have a lot of theories, but alas, they're only theories. We're trying to wait for facts. A tragic situation over here, a 15-year-old girl in Georgia. She was shot and killed at a high school party in Clayton County over the weekend. 15-year-old Marietta teen Layla Harris was killed Saturday night at a high school party. Police say the person that shot her was kicked out of the party and then returned with an accomplice and fired multiple rounds into the building. The incident happened at the event off of Citizens Parkway in Morrow. Although it's unclear if Layla was the intended target, police say it appeared that she was just caught in the crossfire, and she was found deceased near the entrance of the business. At this time, we're asking for assistance from the public. We're asking for anyone to come forward that has any information in reference to this shooting, said the police spokesperson Julia Isaac during a news conference. We need your assistance to find justice for Layla Harris. As of Monday, no suspects had been named, and the case remains under investigation. Meanwhile, her loved ones created a GoFundMe page to raise funds for her funeral expenses. Very sad for her family. And we have the adopted parents of an 11-year-old California girl who reportedly weighed only 48 pounds when she died in August, allegedly text each other about the child's declining health. The Deputy District Attorney Meredith Prose said that Letitia McCormack, 49, was the ringleader, but her husband, Brian McCormack, and her parents, Stanley Tom, 75, and Adela Tom, 70, had also participated in the torture that resulted in the death of Arabella McCormack. At some point, the deputy district attorney said that Brian, the adoptive father, texted his wife, Letitia, and said that the little girl was starving to death and he believed she was going to die. On August 30th, San Diego police responded to a home amid reports of a distressed child. Arabella was transported to the hospital, but she died. In addition to Arabella, Letitia and Brian also fostered and adopted the girl's two sisters, ages 6 and 7. They are also accused of torturing and abusing them. The couple and the adoptive grandparents not only starved the girls, but they stopped them from using the bathroom, and they beat them with sticks and paddles. Nice really good. Arabella had 15 bone fractures that were in various stages of healing. Prosecutor also said the girls had various lacerations and had bones protruding from her skin. Oh my gosh. Arabella and her two sisters moved in with the family in 2017 and were formally adopted a couple of years later. Prosecutors alleged that the slain little girl did not receive medical care in the 4 years leading up to her death. Now, Brian, the adoptive father, is a Border Patrol agent. He arrived at home as police were processing the home on the day that Arabella died. He fatally shot himself in his pickup truck as deputies made contact, according to reports. So disgusting. Letitia and Stanley are charged with murder, child abuse, and torture. Stanley is her father. Adela, her mother, is charged with child abuse and torture. The three of them were arrested early last month. They have all pled not guilty. Letitia was an ordained elder and ministry leadership program coordinator at Rock Church. However, church officials say they have paused her elder status after adopted daughter Arabella's death. Really, you think? I think that would be a good idea? Great. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Poor kid. Poor kids. So gross. Hang on a second. Someone put a... Thank you, Lark. Okay, let me go to here. Next one, we have a missing mom who vanished mysteriously after going to a grocery store. So police are searching for a woman in Illinois last seen in Algonquin on Monday. Kimberly Corner, 52 years old, last seen walking away from a Jewel grocery store at 1501 East Algonquin Road at about 9 a.m. She was last seen wearing pajama bottoms, flip-flops, and a white winter coat with fur. Now right there, pajama bottoms and flip-flops, and then a white winter coat with fur. Okay. The Arlington Cardinal reports that Corner was supposed to be running an errand that morning, but never made it into the store. Her image, however, was captured on the security camera near the store about a mile away. Family members say her purse, phone, and keys were found in her car that was parked by the store. And this is a picture that was captured on the security camera. She's got like, it looks like actually probably like some slides on without socks, which it's probably cold up there. She's wearing a winter coat, which is an odd choice of footwear, right? Anyone who has information on her whereabouts should contact the Algonquin Police Department, 847-658-4531. She's described as a white female, 5'6", 130 pounds, straight black shoulder-length hair, and brown eyes. So she left her car. See, that makes it sound like she was last seen walking from the grocery store. But it's appearing that she drove to the grocery store, right? And then just walked from it. As if she was in distress, maybe on medication, I don't know. Something just seems really off with that. Let me see something else about her. If I can find out any other information here. Let me see if we can find out. Oh, her body was to recover. Look at that in the river. Her body was recovered this morning in the Fox River. It was recovered at 8:40 a.m. So was she walking to the river? She was last seen 9 a.m. Sunday, walking to the Jewel. According to the family, she was never seen entering the Jewel. Her purse, cell phone, and car was found outside. During the course of the investigation, Ring doorbell images were obtained revealing that Corner was walking alone in a neighborhood nearby the Jewel grocery store. There's no indication of foul play. So, yeah, looks like she was, I don't know, looks like she might have. Let's see what else we have. Hold on a second, I just lost my thingy here. That's a shame. Oh, and Kirstie Alley is dead, right? She died of cancer at 71. Oh, here she was, though. Years ago. What the heck is with my... All of my stuff is driving me crazy. Okay. I've got to close some tabs here to just hang tight for a minute here. I told you all about my Walmart hacking, right? Still have to wait tomorrow until these people in, is it Kansas or Missouri, get this case of Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and then I've got to call Walmart back and they'll refund that. And I updated with, let's finish talking about this woman first right now. Police say they saw a body was found Monday morning in Fox River, and it fits the description of the missing woman. Let's see. Friends say she was. They don't say much about. Police say. A resident on Green Ridge Avenue in Algonquin spotted the woman walking down the street around 9:30 a.m. on Sunday. Search and rescue canine teams were sent to the Algonquin area Sunday evening, and a command post was set up at the Jewel Osco where she was last seen. Drones were used to search as well. The Carpentersville Fire Department responded around 8:40 a.m. Monday to the area of Bowles Road and Williams Road in Carpentersville. Firefighters recovered a body from the Fox River near the intersection. Body was removed, and the King County Coroner's Office is currently working to positively ID it. Foul play is not suspected, but the investigation remains ongoing. Our thoughts and sympathies are with her family and friends. We ask that everyone respect the privacy of her family, the police department said, and as would we. Okay. Now on to Kirstie Alley. Her death was confirmed by her children on Monday evening. And as iconic as she was on screen, she was even a more amazing mother and grandmother. Allie's children, True and Lily Parker, announced that the actress had died from cancer. True and Lily confirmed she died on Monday. We're sad to inform you that our incredible, fierce, and loving mother has passed away after a battle with cancer, only recently discovered, they said in a statement. She was surrounded by her closest family and fought with great strength, leaving us with the certainty of a never-ending joy of living and whatever adventures lie ahead. They continued. As iconic as she was on screen, she was an even more amazing mother and grandmother. Her children remembered their mother's zest and passion for life, for her children, for the grandchildren, and her many animals, not to mention her eternal joy of creating was unparalleled and leaves us inspired to live life to the fullest just as she did. They also thank the incredible team of doctors and nurses at the Moffitt Cancer Center. The statement concludes with True and Lily thanking Allie's fans, sharing, "We thank you for your love and prayers and ask that you respect our privacy at this time." Following the news, Allie's friend and former co-star John Travolta paid tribute to the actress on social media, saying that Kirstie was one of the special relationships, the most special relationships I've ever had. I love you, Kirstie. He said alongside a snap of the late star. I know we will see each other again. Valerie Bertinelli also shared her condolences on Twitter, writing, "Oh, Kirstie, rest in peace." So, did John Travolta date her? I know they made a movie together. It sounds like. Her last Instagram video was posted in September when she announced she was joining Cameo and fans could request funny or sincere messages from her using the platform. Her Cameo page has since been taken down. She rose to fame in 1987 when she starred as Rebecca Howe on NBC's Cheers. She earned a Golden Globe for the Best Actress and an Emmy for an Outstanding Lead Actress for her part in the Boston-based series in 1991. She went on to receive her second Emmy win for her portrayal of Sally Goodson in David's Mother in 1994. I don't remember that at all. Allie also appeared on television shows including Veronica's Closet, no idea about that, 1997 to 2000. Fat Actress, 2005, no. Kirstie, 2013, 2014, and Scream Queens, 2015, no. Don't know anything like that. As well as films like Star Trek 2, nope. Wrath of Khan, nope. Summer School, no. Look Who's Talking, I remember that one. And Drop Dead Gorgeous, It Takes Two. Okay, so in 2010, her life was chronicled on an A&E reality TV series, Kirstie's Allie's Big Life. She also competed on season 12 of Dancing with the Stars in 2011 and season 7 of The Masked Singer in 2022. Sister Wives remembers her late grandmother. Okay, all right, so we've got that now. Okay, now we have a drunk deputy's daughter shot while he's trying to show his son how to clean out an AR-15. That's just great, isn't it, right? A drunk off-duty, Florida, of course, jailhouse deputy trying to show his son how to clean his AR-15 rifle last month dropped it, and a bullet struck his daughter when it went off. Daniel Weber, 35, took out the weapons magazine and believed the firearm to be empty, say the Port St. Lucie police. He set it on a TV tray, which then tipped over. The weapon fired when it hit the floor. Deputies said Weber heard another child crying and found that his daughter had been shot in the hip and lower abdomen. He applied pressure to the wound while his son called 911. The girl was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery. Officers say Weber smelled of alcohol and admitted that he had at least 6 beers. Weber has been charged with aggravated child abuse, using a firearm while under the influence of an alcoholic beverage, and culpable negligence. He entered a plea of not guilty. The St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office said that Weber works as a deputy at the county jail and has been placed on unpaid administrative leave. So she survived, thank goodness, but what a crazy thing. That's a good time to show your... Okay, so more cold cases solved using DNA. Hold on one second, I want to see something. Whether they're allergy or what is going on with me. Okay, I'm either sneezing or a little congested, but I feel good. So we'll see. Florida police say they've solved a 43-year-old murder case using advancements in DNA technology. Evelyn Marie Fisher Barnforth, who was 32 years old when she was arred and beaten to death January 22nd of 1980 by someone who broke into her home and attacked her in her sleep. It's the oldest case solved in Miramar PD history. Evelyn Marie Fisher Bamforth was killed on January 22nd, 1980. Nearly 43 years later, we are pleased to announce a grand jury has indicted Ronald E. Richards for sexual battery and murder, and we are one step closer to justice for Evelyn. Look, they wore those nurses' hats back then. Isn't that crazy? I thought that was way earlier than that. I don't wear those anymore. Miramar police said months later that Ronald E. Richards, who's now 75, was a person of interest in the case, but they never found enough evidence to charge him. He lived in the same mobile home park as she did. Officials said last week that the grand jury had indicted him on sexual battery and murder charges. He's in prison after a 1981 conviction on attempted murder and sexual battery charges in Volusia County. He was also convicted of manslaughter in 1975 after killing his Ohio girlfriend. Oh my gosh, so what the heck was he doing in 1980? Investigators say it's possible Richards was a serial killer and more victims are waiting to be uncovered. You never have closure, said the woman's husband. Certainly justice for Evelyn is the most important thing. Wow. Okay, I don't understand if he was convicted in 1975. What was he doing out at 1980 that he could kill her? I don't understand that at all. And Amber Heard's back in the news. She has appealed the judgment that granted her ex-husband, Johnny Depp, $10 million in a defamation trial, asking for either the judgment to be tossed out or for a new trial. The lengthy original trial in which Amber Heard and Johnny Depp sued each other over accusations of abuse ended mostly in Johnny Depp's favor in June. Her 68-page appeal that was filed last month accuses the trial court judge, Penny Ascaret, of constitutional violations. The trial court erroneously refused to dismiss this action on the ground of forum non convenens, based on a mistaken conclusion that Depp's claims arose in Virginia because the Washington Post servers are located here. Attorneys J. Ward Brown and David L. Axelrod wrote in the November 23rd filed document the trial court also erred in overruling her demurrer, in which she argued that the challenged statements are non-actionable expressions of opinion and are not reasonably capable of conveying the alleged defamatory implication. The appeal also claims that Ascaret bungled the jury instructions and excluded evidence in Amber Heard's favor while admitting irrelevant and prejudicial evidence. Furthermore, the attorneys wrote Ascaret should have given preclusive effect to Depp's loss in a defamation suit against the tabloid The Sun in the United Kingdom. Johnny Depp sued that tabloid for calling him a wife-beater, and the court ruled that Amber Heard's accusations were true. In the United States, Johnny Depp sued Amber Heard for $50 million over an op-ed in the Washington Post about the abuse she allegedly suffered. She never mentioned Depp by name, but the Post referred to a time period when the two were married. Johnny Depp's suit alleged that he was the one that was abused by her. Amber countersued for $100 million, setting up a lengthy trial. Johnny Depp filed his appeal of the $2 million that was awarded to Amber Heard last month. According to the media, Virginia law now requires a group of judges to make a decision on the merits of the actor's appeals. Losers can take the case to the Commonwealth Supreme Court. Okay, so we'll see what happens there. Okay. There was... I have to go to something else now. Hang on one second. something over here. Let's see. The Green River Killer. How did she lose her daughter? Jane Doe B10. Huh, that's interesting. I'll do something on that soon. Okay, we won't forget. Hang on, let me see what this is about. Which one won't you forget? Oh, that's a good thing. Okay, I'm sorry, I got down a rabbit hole then for a minute. I'm sorry. I want to look about that woman that was killed in Mexico and any... because I haven't seen many updates on it. So let's see. Let's see what happened here to her. All right, let's see what happened. The killing of Shaquilla Robinson is being investigated as a femicide, an unfamiliar term for many in the United States, as this gender-motivated crime has not been defined by U.S. legislation, despite being a global issue. Shaquilla, 25, a student at Winston-Salem State University in North Carolina, died in October while staying at a luxury rental property in the Mexican state of Baja California Sur. Prosecutors in Mexico are seeking to extradite one of her friends as a suspect in the case. Daniel de la Rosa, the Attorney General for Baja California Sur, told local media last week that an arrest warrant was issued for the crime of femicide or the killing of a woman because of her gender. No one has been charged in this case, and authorities have not released the names of Robinson's friends. Okay, but I heard it was, let me see. A video circulating online in recent weeks appears to show a physical altercation inside a room between Robinson and another person. Her father, Bernard Robinson, told the media that his daughter is seen in that video being thrown to the floor and beaten on the head. It's not clear when the video was taken or if it depicts the moment that she suffered the injury that led to her death. More needs to be done in the USA. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So I thought they had investigation deepens. I don't see much. Oh, crazy. They're not releasing a lot. Okay, here's something. Oh, that's something else. I thought one of the friends was identified, and I don't know what's going on with that. That's very strange there. Okay, let's see. Let's go back here. Body of Texas girl found. Yeah, we know that about the Phoenix drug. Don't we know that? Oh, this, yeah. So sad, this. Hang on. Come on, would you? We have a, poor guy. Oh my gosh. an 83-year-old working in Home Depot was pushed by a thief and died. He just pushed down on the concrete. Horrible. Horrible. Okay. All right, let me go. Answer. Not telling the truth. Marsha Brady is almost 80 years old. No, she's not. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, so here, let's go to the Idaho Mudras here. Experts warn against a rush to judgment as the Moscow police rule out possible suspects. As family members and some on social media are questioning investigators' decisions to rule out certain people as suspects in the ongoing University of Idaho murder probe, experts are cautioning the public against rushing to judgment and nothing that circumstances in such a complex case are often quick to change. Police who are handling the Moscow, Idaho quadruple homicide investigation have tentatively ruled out 7 parties as of Monday. Most recently, they added a man who appeared to briefly follow one of the victims to the list of those they believe were not involved. The most recent development was announced just days after Kirstie Goncalves, the mother of victim Kaylee Goncalves, said that she felt there had been a couple of individuals that were cleared very fast and should not have been. She later added, "I just know that there were people that definitely should have been looked at." But 2 experts who have spent much time in Moscow, Idaho during the ongoing crime investigation emphasized that police could be clearing these people as suspects for many reasons and could later re-examine the individuals for possible involvement should new information or evidence arise. Even if this perp is out there and feels like he's gotten one over on them because he's been cleared, you should be looking over his shoulder, said a retired inspector with the New York State Police. Okay, here's the press release. Is this? Yeah, let's take a look and read this, okay? Let me get this, and we'll read this. Hold on, I'm going to pull this over. Come on. Okay. Here we go. Let me make this a little larger. So if you're reading with us at home. Okay. December 5th, Moscow, Idaho. The Moscow Police Department is providing the following information to update the public on the known facts surrounding the 4 murders that occurred on November 13th in Moscow, Idaho. Updated information. There have been statements and speculation about this case, victims' injuries, causes of death, evidence collection and processing, and investigative techniques. With the active criminal investigation, law enforcement has not released additional facts to the family or to the public. We recognize the frustration this causes, and that speculation proliferates in the absence of facts, absolutely. However, we firmly believe speculation and unvetted information is a disservice to the victims, their families, and our community. The Moscow Police Department is committed to providing information whenever possible, but not at the expense of compromising the investigation and prosecution. Detectives continue investigating what occurred from approximately 9 p.m. on November 12th to 1:45 a.m. on November 13th, when Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernoodle were believed to be at Sigma Chi House of the University of Idaho campus at 735 Nez Perce Drive. Any interaction, contact, direction, and method of travel or anything abnormal could add context to what occurred. Detectives continue processing and working through more than 2,645 email tips, 2,770 phone tips, and 1,084 digital media submissions. We believe someone has information that will add context to the picture investigators are creating of what occurred that evening. Our focus is the investigation, not the activities. Your information, whether you believe it is significant or not, might be one of the puzzle pieces that help solve these murders. Using tips and leads, investigators have identified an incident involving Kaylee at a local business, which may have been the stalker reference that she made to family and friends. In mid-October, 2 males were seen inside a local business, and they parted ways, and one male appeared to follow Kaylee inside the business, and then as she exited to walk towards her car. The male turned away, and it did not appear that he made any contact with her. Detectives contacted both males and learned that the two were attempting to meet women at the business. This was corroborated through additional investigation. Based on available information, detectives believe this was an isolated incident and not an ongoing pattern of stalking. No evidence suggests that the 2 males were involved in the murders. Investigators continue looking into information about Kaylee having a stalker. Information about a potential stalker or unusual occurrences should go through the tip line. There have been numerous requests about the dog that was found at the residence on the morning of November 13th. Arriving officers entered the residence and found the deceased victims. During the search of the home, the dog was found in a room where the crimes had not been committed. Officers did not find any evidence on the dog, and there was no indication the animal had entered the crime scene. The dog was taken to animal services and then released to a responsible person. While the dog was in the house when officers arrived, it has not been determined where the dog was physically located when the murders took place. At this time, no suspect has been identified, and only vetted information that does not hinder the investigation will be released to the public. There is speculation without factual backing, stoking community fears, and spreading false information. We encourage referencing official releases for accurate information and updated progress. Tips. Detectives are looking for context to the events and people involved in these murders to assist with the ongoing investigation. Any odd or out of the ordinary events that took place should be reported. Our focus is the investigation, not the activities. Your information, whether you believe it's significant or not, might be the piece of the puzzle that helps investigators solve these murders. Information can be submitted to the tip line at 208-883-7180 or tip line at ci.moscow.id.us. Digital media to fbi.gov/Moscow, Idaho. All press releases and information related to this case are available at this address. Rumor control. Did Kaylee have a stalker? Is the public in danger? Are there any suspects? Who is not believed to be involved? 2 surviving roommates, a male in the grub truck surveillance video, private party driver who took Kaylee and Madison home on November 13th, the male Kaylee and Madison called numerous times during the early morning hours of November 13th. Any individual at the residence when 911 was called. The individual on the lease who moved out of the residence before the school year started and was not present at the time of the incident, so they've ruled that remain out. On November 13th, who made the 911 call? The surviving roommates summoned friends to the residence because they believed one of the second floor victims had passed out and was not waking up. At 11:58 a.m., a 911 call requested aid for an unconscious person. The call was made from one of the surviving roommates' cell phones inside the residence. Multiple people talked with the 911 dispatcher before Moscow police arrived at the location. Officers entered the residence and found 2 victims on the second floor and 2 victims on the third floor. All right, so we've read the last partially, so that's it on that. Okay, so there's a trial starting on, let me do this. Shoot, there we go. Ludovic Michaud was driving around scenic red rock landscapes of Utah's Arches National Park on a windy spring day in 2020 when something unthinkable happened. A metal gate whipped around, sliced through the passenger door of his car, and decapitated his new 25-year-old wife, Esther. Wow. Let's see that again. Ludovic Michaud was driving around scenic red rock landscapes in Utah's Arches National Park. It was a windy spring day in 2020. Something unthinkable happened. A metal gate whipped around, sliced through the passenger door of the car, and decapitated his new 25-year-old wife, Esther. Wow. The tragic accident is now the subject of a wrongful death lawsuit. Michaud and his wife Esther's family are pursuing it, in which they argue that the U.S. Park Service was negligent and did not maintain the gates at the entrances and exits to the park. In opening statements on Monday in Salt Lake City, attorneys representing the victim said they were seeking $140 million in damages from the government. The family's lawsuit claims that when the national park reopened in April of 2020 after being shut due to COVID, rangers at the national park didn't secure the gate in place, which in effect turned a metal pipe into a spear that went straight through the side of the car, decapitating and killing Esther. Wow. United States attorneys do not dispute that park officials shoulder the blame, but argued the most the family should be awarded is far less, and called into question the ways in which the damages were sought and were calculated. They said claims by the family's lawyer that Esther, who was 25 at the time of her death, was on track to be a nonprofit CEO shortly were too speculative to be used as a basis for damages. We don't know with any level of certainty what her plans were, said Assistant U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Nelson. Attorney Randy McGinn, representing the family on Monday, described the death in gruesome detail. After requesting that the family leave the courtroom, she recounted the moment the husband realized his wife had been killed, and when he inhaled the copper-tinged smell of blood, he turned to figure out what it was and saw that she was dead. Opening statements previewed how the trial would hinge less on varying accounts of the accident and instead focusing on Esther's biography and earning potential, which is used to calculate a portion of the damages. McGinn said if her life hadn't been cut short, that her trajectory suggested she would have become a nonprofit CEO who could eventually have netted an annual income in the hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions. She described Esther as a prominent women's rights activist who rose from poverty to become the host of a solutions-oriented reality television series in Uganda, focusing on empowering women on issues such as education and healthcare. Esther worked in fundraising to open a hospital in an underserved part of Kampala, Uganda's capital, became a philanthropic celebrity, and immigrated to the United States for a fellowship at Boulder, Colorado-based Watson Institute for Emerging Leaders. Nelson, the government's attorney, said an appropriate award would be $3.5 million, far less than the $140 million being pursued. He said he didn't deny Esther was an extraordinary person, but he argued that it's difficult to speculate what kind of work she would have gone on to do. He noted that she had recently worked as a hostess at a restaurant around the time of her death and didn't have a bachelor's degree. Arches National Park is 120 square miles, desert landscape near Moab, Utah, and is visited by more than 1.5 million people annually. It is known for its series of sculpture-like fins and arches made of an orange sandstone that wind and water have eroded for centuries. Okay. Let's see what else we have. So we have something on, let's see what this is about. Good Morning hosts Amy Robach and TJ Holmes were taken off the air after staffers demanded the network take action over a 6-month affair. ABC executives have decided to remove Good Morning America hosts Amy Robach and TJ Holmes from air this week as they privately figure out the next step. I don't even know who these two are. Sources close to the situation reveal that anchors Stephanie Ramos and Gio Benitez will fill in, I don't even know any of those, for the couple. ABC News executive Kim Godwin was the one who made the decision. There is a massive confusion internally. ABC News executive Kim Godwin has taken them off the air while they deal with this internally. During a call, Kim told staffers, and so I want to say that while this relationship is not a violation of company policy, I have really taken the last few days to think about work through what I think is best for the ABC News organization. She continued saying, this is something I'm not going to talk about. We're not going to talk about this call until there is more to be said. I'm asking you to stop the whispering in the hallways. You know, we can't operate with gossip and speculation and rumors. We need to stay focused and work. Kim ended, if you think there is something that management needs to know, you can always call HR, or as we've said, talk to a manager that you trust if you think that there's something that we need to know. Amy and TJ have been dating for 6 months. Both are still legally married, but sources claim the host broke things off with their spouses before they hooked up. Photos obtained by the outlet show that co-hosts on multiple dates and even caught TJ smacking Amy on the backside during a getaway in the mountains. The two appeared for work the day after the photos were published, and they laughed off the attention in the opener. The following day, the two were back at work. For a second day after the scandal, TJ started the show by saying, it's too bad it's Friday. It's been a great week. Robach laughed at the joke. Is it? I just want this one to keep going and going and going. TJ added, just enjoy it. Take it all in. Amy's husband Andrew has scrubbed social media of any reference to the GMA host, as Amy and Andrew sold off their $5 million New York home last month. An insider said TJ's wife was blindsided. She reportedly believed they were working on reconciling their marriage. Initially, sources claimed that TJ and Amy were to keep their jobs and that neither was afraid because they felt they did nothing wrong. It seems the mood behind the scenes has shifted in the past couple of days. Insiders claim that staffers at Good Morning America have been upset with the romance. Sources told the media that the employees were shocked over the office romance. Well, you know, I haven't been watching any of this stuff, so I just don't know about this, but it's interesting that there's like drama even with that going on there, huh? Okay. One source said that Disney needs to step in and take action here. We're a family-friendly network, and these two are not displaying family values or Disney values. The source continued, Bob Iger needs to intervene and terminate them both. He should also be asking Kim Godwin how this was allowed to happen on her watch. Let's see what there is. Where's the let's see the the scandalous stuff. Okay, oh, this is the scandal photograph. Yeah. Hang on a minute. Oh, come on. Come on. Stop and Shop. Okay. They both look pretty stressed out there. They're not here though. I don't know these two at all. I don't really watch like TV anymore, so I don't know. Okay, now what is this? When did this happen? Let me see something. Okay, so we have a TikTok star. Hang on one second. TikTok star Megha Thakur, 21, dies unexpectedly just days after posting a cryptic message of her walking in New York City saying, "You're in charge of your destiny. Remember that." That's not really a cryptic message. It's kind of a powerful message or an uplifting message. You're in charge of your... Here she is at apple picking somewhere. On November 18th, she had posted a video of herself strutting across a New York City street with the caption, "You're in charge of your destiny. Remember that." Okay. I wouldn't call that cryptic. She's a Canadian native from Ontario who was just 21 years old when she passed away in the early morning hours of November 24th. Her parents confirmed in an Instagram post. Let's see here. Here's the post on Instagram. It says, "It is with heavy hearts we announce the light of our life, our kind, caring, and beautiful daughter, Megha Thakur, suddenly and unexpectedly passed away on November 24th In the early morning hours, Megha was a confident, independent young woman. She will be dearly missed. She loved her fans and would have wanted you to know of her passing. At the time, we request your blessings for Megha. Your thoughts and prayers will be with her in her onward journey. Megha's loving parents. Let's see. Cause of death has not been revealed. She began posting to TikTok in 2019. She focused content on body positivity and self-confidence. She had studied computer science at Western University in the fall of 2021, and she was previously a model for CISA Fashion, the largest student-run charity fashion show in Canada. Her final video on TikTok was posted just days before her tragic death, but it's not clear when the footage was shot, given that Thakur and nearby pedestrians seem to be dressed for warmer weather. Her fans, followers, and loved ones have been posting messages on her TikTok videos as they react in shock to her death. Let's see. Oh, it's sad. Very sad. Okay. Let me see. What happened here? IRS is coming for counters to these. That's what this is about. Okay, so let's see what this says. The IRS is coming for counters, TVs, and wedding registries. Lawmakers put up a fight against Biden's rules that force Americans to fill out tax forms on all Venmo and PayPal transactions over $600. No kidding. Is this? Isn't that how it always was? The American Rescue Plan required taxpayers to add to their 1099 gross payments for goods or services that exceed $600. New reporting requirements will take effect in January. The IRS posted an explainer Tuesday reminding taxpayers that reporting thresholds for 1099-K forms would be lowered from $20,000 to $600. The number of transactions that trigger receiving a form will also be lowered from 200 to 1. The IRS posted an explainer. Let's see here. The changes apply to payments on third-party processors such as Venmo or PayPal, and is for transactions such as part-time work, side jobs, or selling goods. If you sold a couch, or resold tickets, or just did some extra work on the side, you could trigger greater scrutiny from the IRS. Failure to report such payments could trigger an audit, since the IRS obtains a copy of the 1099-K form directly from the third-party payment processors. And earlier this year, the President signed into law the Inflation Reduction Act, which allotted for the hiring of 87,000 Come on, keep going. My computer's like being silly. Come on. Oh my goodness. Hold on, my thing is all locked up. I'm sorry, I can't advance to, okay. Please, let's go to the next thing, please. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, my computer is being not good. Let's see, there we go. Come on. Come on. Let's go, let's go. Sorry. I'm all locked up on, can't see chat, I can't see anything. I have like a white ghost screen, so I have to wait a minute. The more I touch it, so I'm just gonna take my hands off the computer and talk about, let me see what I could talk about that I know about.
Are you feeling right, Carolyn?
Yeah, why?
I don't know, you're tired. You tired?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, I don't know, my computer's going like all wacko.
Are you guys going to stay up later tonight? Because I'm going to be up after.
After
Yes,
what?
we'll be actually.
I have a, in 6 minutes, I'm gonna go into the Scott Peterson thing.
Oh.
Yes.
And who will be reading?
Sharon, your reading last night.
Fine hour.
Your voice last night as the judge was so good. So good. It was so good. I was laughing my butt off last night. It was good.
I heard you laugh in here when I was talking in a little girl voice.
I better go to.
No, the judge would really appreciate it if you all spoke up.
Hi, Sharon. How are you?
It's fine for you. It's just a lovely day, isn't it?
It's a beautiful day. I'm just sitting here laying on my bed, hanging out with my family and you guys.
I'm sitting here playing with my dolls.
That's beautiful.
Yes, I know.
Your little puppets?
It sounds like you.
Maybe
Marionettes?
puppets. Want to share some puppets, Nicole?
I would love to share some puppets with you, Sharon.
She has finger puppets.
We're going to be starring on the other channel. Better go back to the old judge.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit the, I'm gonna put the redirect in. Redirect. Scott Peterson. Redirect. Hi, Crafty Crafter. Hi, Janae. Captain William Margo, Earthbound Spirit. LMNW, Rosalita. Trying to look what you guys were saying here. Everybody was talking about stuff. I'm always afraid of something flying out of a truck and coming through my windshield. Yeah, I know. I like to get away from anybody that has stuff like that. I always think like that. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to move over to the next live. So come over to the Peterson live, which will be 3 minutes. Make sure you come over. And what else do I have to say? Anything else do I have to say? I don't know. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. I feel like I don't know what day it is. Like it's, I don't know. I think I'm like really shell shocked from that hacking.
What do you mean hacking? What did you hack on your stuff?
No, the hacking.
The hacking. Oh.
Yeah, because I keep checking everything, and I'm just like paranoid something else is going to get hacked, and it's like, I don't know. Then today I had like this huge thing where, of course, since my debit card wasn't on my Amazon account, they were adding stuff to something else. I had to straighten all that crap out, and oh my gosh, it was just driving me crazy. You know, when that's what I hate. That's what I hate most about compromised debit card, because then everywhere you have that debit card is payment. It's like all messed up. Now I've got to figure out.
Different debit cards than regular credit cards, or is it just?
I don't know. I don't use credit cards really. I try to use only a debit card.
That's smart. They're different. Debit card is strictly through your bank, and a credit card is a credit card.
Do you know when debit cards first came out? Oh my gosh! I remember my bank called me and they're like, "Hey, you know, we have this thing. It's a debit." I'm like, "A debit card? I don't like credit cards." They're like, "It's not a credit card." I said, "Well, what is it?" They're like, "It's just this card, and so if you go to the grocery store, and then and I'm like, I'll either pay with cash or a check." It was so hard to understand. Like, I didn't even get the concept of, I don't want a debit card. Now it's like all I use.
I always have a checkbook. Yeah.
You know, my sister still writes checks. My sister
now I don't carry
still writes checks at the grocery store.
Oh,
and,
really?
Yes, and she goes, "I love the people that I turn around." Oh, guess what? ShopRite finally got self-checkouts. After all this time, it's like one of the reasons I don't go to ShopRite, because you have to constantly go onto a thing, and I like to look at every price, because when I don't look at it, then the prices are always wrong, and then I have to go back. So I like to ring it up myself, and they finally got self-checkouts.
They don't have ShopRite here.
I only go to the attended one.
See, some people, it's very specific.
I had a bad experience in the checkout. It wasn't their fault per se, but I was in a big bad hurry, and here I went through with a loaf of bread, and keep in mind there's no tax on bread.
Right.
And I needed it. I was taking it to the school for some reason, and they just said to pick up cheap bread. It might have been for stuffing or something. They might have been doing the kids' Thanksgiving dinner. But anyway, so ran to store, and I got this loaf of bread, and I get up to the thing, I scan the thing, and the computer went on. So I stood there, and I stood there, and I stood there, and I stood there, and it was marked 99 cents, and I stood there, and I stood there, and I thought, this is so stupid. And so I went up to the girl, I said, "You know what, I'm kind of in a hurry, so I'll tell you what, this bread here was wrong up there, but the thing went down. Here's $1, keep the penny, bye." And I walked out of the store. They didn't stop me either, but I haven't gone since. And I think it's people, they're replacing people. And so that's another reason that I've kind of gotten to know the cashiers at the stores. It's pretty bad. The pharmacists, I know them by first name basis. I know cashiers. Oh, man. Michael let me off, and he'll see one of his cashiers. Hey, make sure you say hi to, what's her face over there? Oh, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Oh, yeah. We know a lot of people. That's the thing. Know a lot of
Was it better now? They said there was an echo. I don't know why.
Which is better, column A or column B?
Column A or column B?
I think I'll pick B. Could you show me A one more time? Because I'm just not sure.
Okay, I'm going to take us over to the next one. All right, guys, hold on.
Don't forget to like the video real quick.
Yep. Oh, I'm going to have to do